Every big merger deal needs a couple of sets of fancy, expensive M&A lawyers, right? Well, it turns out wrong, Ren. These guys are not worth the money they're paid. Is that right?
Well, that's a conclusion of the study. I mean, M&A practice is the backbone of a lot of big firms,
right.
Corporate practices. You know, millions of dollars a year.
These are the ultimate big swinging whatever's
yeah,
of
the
legal
ultimate
profession,
kind
right?
of carry a lot of weight out there in Wall Street, and clients spend millions of dollars a year or on a deal having these lawyers draft things like material adverse change clauses, other provisions in these agreements. And the study said, well, does the market really value this stuff? And it turns out no. I mean, the study said these agreements are released publicly when they're in a public deal.
Yeah.
And the market just didn't, the stock of the
so
target
the stocks
just never
move
changed.
when the financial terms are out, but they
Correct.
don't move when you get the detail.
Correct.
Right.
And this led the authors of the study to conclude, the market just doesn't care about the agreements.
Shareholders ought to be really interested in this, not only because the companies are investing and are spending on lawyers, but we've already basically disproven the value of fairness opinions. So bankers in some classification are not really worth kind of what they're being paid. Now we're finding out the lawyers aren't necessarily what they're being paid.
I guess I'd ask one question about this, which is, in a way, the legal details are the insurance policy, right? So
well, that's right.
You only need it when you need it, and if that's in that small percentage
they
of
don't
cases,
matter until they do, until
Right.
things blow up, until you get an AT&T, T-Mobile, where there are billions of dollars at stake because
Right.
the deal falls through.
Right.
I think what's going on here is, it's not that you don't need lawyers. Each side needs really good lawyers just so they can basically do sort of a mutually assured destruction kind of thing. Sort of. To
But
get
how
a
could their time be
standoff.
better spent? I mean, in other words, obviously we do think the lawyers need to be involved with the deals, but what could they be sort of doing with all those
obviously
billable
there's all the
hours?
regulatory stuff and all the sort of structuring the transaction that needs to be done. But the authors suggest something that's kind of interesting that you see a lot in private deals, which is this sort of post-closing adjustment of the price.
Right, so
where
in
you
other
put
words,
something away in escrow,
Yeah.
you provide for additional
So it depends
stock.
how well the deal goes, how much you pay for it.
Correct, which makes a lot of sense. Now, there are lots of legal issues that come up. I mean, is the escrow a security? Are the new securities? Do they have to be registered? But, these are exactly the kinds of things that lawyers
Better
want to
time
be
spent than
spending
kind
their
of
time.
fine print
Right,
on,
right.
as you say, MAC clauses.
Arguing
or
over
other.
boilerplate.
Right.
One
Yeah.
sort.
Right.
Okay, we'll leave it there. We'll keep an eye on the M&A lawyers, and we'll have more from Breaking Views tomorrow.